All right. Hey, everybody. This is Azizah Nubia, and I am doing a very special interview with okay, I'm going to say this, and if I'm wrong, please forgive me. Thema.
Tamer.
Thema. Okay.
You almost had it.
Thema of the Womb Sauna. And I'm so excited because I've been wanting to do an interview with her for a long time. And so the right opportunity finally came across. And so I'm really glad to really just expose her to the whole natural woman family. So Thema, thank you so much for being a part of this interview. I'm very excited to hear more about the Womb Sauna, what you have going on, and get a little bit of wisdom from you to help our sisters out there when it comes to that womb area.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me be a part of the conversation. Shout out to the natural woman community, man. I'm new to getting familiar with your audience, but I've heard exciting things about your movement. I heard that y'all are really powerful and passionate. So I'm glad that we could connect today and make it happen.
Exactly. So let's dive into the Womb Sauna. What is it that you do? Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and how you got started.
So for me, this began with the need to heal my own womb because I was diagnosed with something called PCOS, which stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. And I went through literally 7 different specialists trying to heal or even just get more information about the disorder through traditional doctors, allopathic medicine. And my breaking point, I remember the last specialist took one look at me and spent 5 minutes with my chart. And while looking at it, said, if you ever want to have children one day, you'll need IVF. So either go back on birth control, which I had been on for 12 years, or see if your insurance pays for IVF and give me a call back. So I'm like, how insensitive. Like, you didn't even say, hi, how was your day? It was just straight up, this is how it works.
Wow.
And I asked him, I said, well, what makes you say that since, I've heard that you're the best specialist that my insurance can cover? And he said, because you're hairy. And my face was like this. How many hairy women I know that's been knocked up? So I couldn't receive it. Some in my spirit said there's got to be another way. And I began journeying through Sacred Woman by Queen Afua, went through the gateways, and it transformed my life. And there was one sentence in there that talked about smoking the womb with herbs, and it rang out to me. I said, what is this? I didn't even know what it was. And I tried it at a Korean spa, and literally 20 minutes later, I had pulled my moon down. Hadn't had one for over a year on my own since I took myself off of the birth control and hormonal medicines. And that changed my life. So I came back to DC, which is where I live. I looked for somebody, couldn't find them. I went in the lab for 2 years, from 2009 to 2011. 2011, I left my corporate job and launched the Womb Sauna, and it's been history. So that's how it was born.
Wow, that's so awesome. And it's so amazing. Every woman that I've interviewed, Queen Afua's Sacred Woman has been the start.
Yes.
Of everything. Even the start for me in the magazine. She's so powerful. So that's super awesome. And so what is it that you do with the Womb Sauna?
So it originally started off as just being vaginal steaming. I got my pot, I got my stool, I had these herbal blends I had created and the crystals. So we created this unique method of vaginal steaming. It has a 12-step method, and there's over 25 health benefits in one session. Wow. So that was our signature service, and that's how the majority of people in the marketplace know the company. But we also provide so much more because you can't heal without having all the tools you need.
Yes.
So we do spiritual support. We have interfaith intuitive healing services. We have an online university called the Womb Sauna University, and people all over the world take classes on holistic education 24/7. So we have people in London logging on in the middle of the night. We got people in South Carolina. It's amazing how that's grown. And then every year we do a tour where we take the Womb Sauna kit into different areas and introduce it to women so they can experience it. So the movement has just grown. I could have never imagined where we are today. But we are a big company now doing a lot of different things.
That is super awesome. So what year are you in your business?
So we started 2011. So what, we're in our 4th year this year.
Okay. All right. They
Anniversary.
always say, yep. They always say that 5th year is when you made it past that where you can really just be established. I'm actually in the 3rd year of the magazine, and I've been telling myself, I'm like, okay, this is the year it's going to either break or make me. Like if I make it past this year, I know I can, everything else is going up that hill and gliding. So that is, I congratulate you just on the expansion of your business, and wish you much success and prosperity and abundance. And what you're doing is so powerful because a lot of us don't really know or connected to we're not connected to our wombs at all. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many women that I've talked to or met who have periods that they can't control, who don't know what's wrong with them. And obviously I know there are ways out there where women, we should have control and know about that. So tell me a little bit of why do you think learning about topics such as womb steaming and just knowing holistic ways to help us with healing our wombs, because there's so many things out there that we deal with. Can you give me a little info about that? Yes,
that is so important. I really believe that we're in the age of awakening on the planet. I'm gonna not try to be too deep because I can go into the clouds, but
go deep.
I really believe that this is the time where, how they say the turning of the ages is literally happening, and we are a blessed generation of women because we get to witness it and participate in it.
Yes.
You cannot see this planet transform and become better when women are sick and toxic and stuck in life. It's not going to happen. And so, yes, it does begin and end with us. We are the ancestral sex. Show me someone who has not come from a womb, right?
Yes.
So we have to begin to understand the power we've been given, the blueprint we've been given by the Creator as women. We have to do the work. And we have to heal so that the generations that we birth can be more powerful and come and do the work that they're coming to the planet to do. So for me, womb healing work is not just about, I want to feel better and not feel bloated on my moon. That's important, but it's even bigger than that. Like, you're transforming your entire life. When you start healing your womb, you'll start eating differently. You'll start feeling differently. It'll move people out your life. Your boo thing will be gone. A new one will be coming in. All of these things shift with this work. And so I look at myself as a witness to the process. To women, I always tell them, I am not your healer. I am the witness. I'm your cheerleader. I'll cheer you on. But honey, this is your work, and you got to master you and become that amazing woman that's within. And that's what womb healing work is about.
Girl, my head has tingled the whole time what you was just saying. My head tingles. That's just like my spiritual confirmation. Like, okay, this is so in alignment, because it's really true. And that was one of the reasons why we started Natural Woman, is because I really believe that, women, we are the first teachers. We are the healers. And if we're ever going to get, like you said, to that other side where things are more peaceful and prosperous, we have to do the work for us, because it feels like our energy, our voice is suppressed. Women don't even know how to be women anymore. We act more like men. And so Natural Woman was a way to give women those tools, get them that connection to people such as yourself that can help them be that great woman. Or, I always like to say, tap into your own natural woman, because everybody has that natural woman. So that is really, really cool. So I wanted to talk a little bit about moon cycles and moon bloods. Now, it's a lot of information out there that says we're not supposed to have a moon. And if you do have a moon, it should be about 3 days, or is it 5? You should just have a dot of blood during your moon time. What information do you have when it comes to that?
So it's so funny you bring this up, because another sister and I literally just did a Google Hangout about moon time and how to change the cellular patterns of your moon time. So that's a free resource. I ain't trying to do a plug, but we just did it, so I couldn't help but think about it. But yes, so here's the thing that I had to personally learn when I made the shift from Western medicine or the modern idea of how to handle your reproductive health into the world of holistic health, I thought I was making a big shift, and I did, but I was still functioning in a box. And really what womb healing work is about, and understanding your moon time, is connecting with your own personal rhythm and understanding the messages of that. So there's been seasons in my journey where I bled more than what quote unquote should have been the formula for how much I should bleed, even in the holistic world. But what I discovered by taking the time to understand the message my womb was giving me was that my spirit was asking me to give blood to the earth as a ritual. As soon as I released that blood to the earth, the bleeding, the excess bleeding stopped. But if I had never given myself permission to embrace my experience, I would have missed that message. So what I teach women is, don't try to fit in any particular box. Get to know your body and the message. And as you do that, it's a process. It's not overnight. We got this microwave mentality. It's not something that happens like tomorrow you was just the guru on womb healing. No. You got to do the work. You got to connect. You got to chart. You got to use tools. Like, there's so many apps you can use to help you discover your rhythm. So you may not be on a 28-day cycle. You may see that you cycle quarterly. Every equinox, your womb is communicating something to you and waking up and releasing things. And then when you want to set goals, if you're having clotting, if you're having bloating, if you're having imbalances show up when you do cycle, then you got to do the work behind that and get still and make time to really process that and get some tools like herbs, the womb sauna, steaming, and all of that to help you balance that out. But I teach women, learn your own rhythm.
That's really powerful. And you brought up a topic that I was not going to go into because I'm trying to ease that in, but you brought it up. So I'm like, let's talk a little bit about it. You said rituals with the moon blood. I practice that. I've been practicing it since, like, I started when I had twins in 2012, and I didn't have a menstrual or my moon until a year later. And that's when I really started my, using my moon blood for rituals. That literally changed my entire life. Once you started, it's really, really powerful. So let's talk a little bit on why that is important. Because a lot of women just hate their periods. They don't like it. They can't stand it, but it's really, really powerful. So let's talk a little bit about why we should pay more attention to that moon blood and how we can use it to enhance our lives as well as the lives of others around us.
Yeah, so foundationally, all a ritual is a habit that you create for yourself. So I don't want people who may be new to this conversation to get spooked out and start thinking skulls and bones and all of that. I mean, some of us are into that. I ain't against it, but some of us, we not the type to be up in the woods in the middle of the night, and I get that. All a ritual is something you create for yourself. Now, I will say this. In 2010, the first menstrual blood bank in India opened up where they began to pay women for their menstrual blood. Why? For stem cell research. So all those old Christian hymns talking about the power of the blood, honey, that stuff has some truth.
I don't understand started.
Who we are as women, and we are deeply connected to the earth. We are deeply connected to each other. And so creating rituals with your blood, I mean, just watch, just try it. If you're not big on going outside, just put a little bit in one of your plants around the house. You'll begin to see that plant blossom and flourish, and you'd be like, dang. In the ancient world, they would put the women's blood on wounds when soldiers would come in from war to help expedite the healing. So, with the modern age, a lot of the indigenous traditions were looked upon as folklore, or, that stuff is no longer relevant. But they're rediscovering, because we're in the age of awakening, that when women are healthy and when women are releasing their blood, that there's healing powers in there. Like I said, they're using menstrual blood for stem cell research and paying women. I said, man, I'm on the wrong side of the planet.
I collect mine and pour it in my garden.
I'm telling you, if somebody else is smart enough to know the value of your blood, what is keeping you, sisters, from learning the value of your blood and learning how to use it in your own life? And spiritually, there's deep meaning to your blood and giving it to the earth where our ancestors released their bodies, you know, in transition. So there's a lot in that. Louise Hay posted a public letter to women online asking them to engage in menstrual rituals to decrease violence on the planet, to help the healing of families. So just imagine when women collectively start doing that, yes, it's going to raise the vibration, it's going to bring in healing, and it's going to create an even more fertile planet. So that's why I do it, because I'm going to contribute to this shift in any way I can, and I encourage women to do the same.
Yes, and that's so true. I know I started putting my menstrual blood in our tulip garden, and those tulips, I have never seen them grow so beautiful. They just now sprouted.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's really, really cool, and it's something that I really enjoy, and it is a habit now. Where if I don't do it, something's wrong with me. I don't even like collecting my blood in a sanitary napkin. Like I need it all to go in a cup so I can use it. So that's really good. So the last question I had for you before we wrap up is, what are some ways? Let's talk about some ways how our womb can be, I guess, the attraction power of our wombs. How can, I guess, let me get your perspective on, you know, I guess what's the right way to put it? You know, our wombs are powerful. We bring things more than just babies into this world through our wombs. And our womb, once you heal your womb, you can find, I would say, your unlimited source of resources, everything you need, from that abundance, monetary, or even health. You get that deep spiritual connection with the Creator, and it really changed your life, and it's really powerful. So let's get your perspective on those attraction magnetizing powers that our womb possess, and how we can actually use it to enhance our lives.
I love that question. When I first started this work, I didn't even know the magnitude of it, because sometimes you don't know until you start really walking in it. And one of the things that I do with all of my clients when they come in for a session is, before they even get on
Wow. Okay, so Thema, I think we had an internet connection loss, but hopefully she will call back in, so we will leave this open for her. But I just wanted to go a little bit of feedback on just the power of our menstrual bloods, the power of our wombs, and why it's so important that we begin to understand this. Because when you look at it, everything that makes us a woman, we do not like. From birth to menstruals to menopause, is something up with that. And I think the dislike that we have towards those things mess us up. So she's back. I was trying to talk until you link back. Are you back on?
Okay, I'm back. It looks like the connection dropped.
That's what I thought. You got to drop some jewels.
But yeah, what I was saying was, before they even get on the pot, they have to state their intention. What is it you are calling forward? Because your womb is a portal. And I've had women literally say, I need 10 grand. I'm like, you bold enough to ask for it? Because your womb will bring that. It's the seat of your creative power. And I get a call in a week and they're screaming like, oh my God. I've had women come in with cancer and fibroids, you know. And so my perspective of it is that your womb is not just there, like you said, to birth babies, but it is your direct connection to something bigger than you. And all of that energy sits within you. And at any given moment, you can access that and leverage that. That is your gift of being a woman. That is why heaven is between your thighs, and you can drive men crazy and drive them into wars over you, because you have the energy stored up within your sacred seat that can literally create one of the most powerful things on this planet, another human being. That's a gift, and we have to learn how to cherish it.
Yes.
And use that creativity to our advantage.
Girl, woo! You see, I'm telling you, doing this magazine is like my church, because you pass
the plate.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. I'm like, you can't pay for stuff like the information. This is awesome. Yes, that is so, so true. So to wrap things up, tell me, what are some of the things that you have going on this spring, this summer? Where can we find information? How can people sign up? How can we get to you?
Yeah, so the biggest thing, 2 websites you got to go to. One is thewombsauna.com. Check out our movement, check out our page, see all the great things we have going on. That's thewombsauna.com. For those of you who can get to Maryland the first weekend of May, May 1st to May 3rd, we have the Transform Your Womb Healing Retreat. We're literally locking women down for that whole weekend. We're doing the womb sauna vaginal steams, and we're doing womb pulsing. So for those of you who aren't familiar with that, it's powerful, life-changing. I can't even find all the words, and I know we're going to run out of time. So the way that you can sign up and learn more about the itinerary for the retreat is you go to a bit.ly link. It's bit.ly/heal your womb. That retreat is going to be so powerful. We only actually have like 3 or 4 spots left. So if you want to come, you want to go ahead and check that out. And then lastly, for those of you who may not be able to travel, you can always access some of this information to help you along the way at thewombsaunauniversity.com. We have over 13 different course categories by amazing course instructors. And that information is available to you 24/7 to help you with your healing and your personal empowerment. So you can always check that out and sign up for those classes there.
That is so awesome. So awesome. So last question, I always ask everybody this before we wrap up. Give me 3 tips of advice that we can share with our readers based upon your experience, your purpose, that can help them on their journey of finding their true selves.
Yes. 3 things. Number 1, you cannot heal when you don't know who you are. You cannot heal when you don't know who you are. So number 1, if you really need to achieve healing in your body and your mind and your spirit, you got to do the work to figure out who you are beyond the titles, beyond the roles, beyond your talents and gifts. Who's the person behind all of that? So that's number 1. Get to know who you really are. Number 2, define your truth. Just because something was diagnosed and spoken into you doesn't mean you have to receive it. So your truth is paramount. So as you are healing, as you're going to the next level in your life, what is your truth? Sometimes you got to write it out on paper so it can be crystal clear, so that when something shows up contrary to that, you're not moved. And the last piece is, once you know who you are, wake up every day and be that. Can you do that for the world? Can you give that gift to the planet?
Yes.
Once you know who you are, wake up every day and be that. That is your gift. That is your calling. That is why you are here right now, to know yourself and be that every day. So those would be my 3 tips.
So powerful, so powerful. Sister, I'm so grateful that you took the time to do this interview with me. You're looking beautiful. I'm loving those earrings.
Thank you. Shout out to one of my practitioners, Tiana. Okay. She makes these with a matching bracelet, honey. I said, yes.
Hey, girl, so you got the makeup matching it and everything. You gone with your bad self.
I try. I get my head Haru on. Yes, I do.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So again, I thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. I'll make sure that all the links that you mentioned during this interview are attached so people can go find you. But hey, check out the Womb Sauna, everybody. This is some powerful information, and you're only getting it here at Natural Woman Magazine. So again, Sister, I thank you, and I hope that we can link up very, very soon.
Yes, thank you so much for letting me be your guest, and many blessings to your movement. This magazine is such a gift, and I know that it takes work. So I just want to affirm you and say thank you for being diligent and making this available to the sisters. We need it.
Oh, awesome, awesome. So until next time, family, peace.
Peace.